In the last part of the series, we went over some of the prophecies that allow us to know that Yahusha is our Messiah. This series is being done in bite-sized pieces so that hopefully you can digest the importance of what our Father has said and what He has been doing. It is important to understand the scriptures and the prophecies. We are leading up to the millennial reign. But before I went into more about what the Messiah will do in the future, it is important that I discussed what He fulfilled when He came the first time. But now that this understanding is had, we must discuss the future. Again, this series is about getting us to understand the millennial reign. And the reason why people don't truly understand it is because they don't fully understand what has been prophesied in regards to Messiah. Some people think that all that was prophesied about Messiah has happened, and therefore we are just waiting for Him to come back. But that is an understanding that lacks depth. Just as Messiah was prophesied to be a sacrifice, He was also prophesied to be a king. But He did not take the throne on earth yet. The throne of King David is still not proclaimed on earth, though we do know that it's Yahusha to come sit upon it. I'm talking about on earth, not in heaven. The worst part and the big deception about what's coming in this world is that the Antichrist has plans to take this throne in the minds of the lost. So in order that we're not deceived, it is important that we understand what Messiah was prophesied to be in the future. And so this video will deal directly with understanding what will happen and what is said about our Messiah when He takes the throne of David. People talk all day long and say that He is our king. Most people don't truly understand why and how and what He will do. We're going to discuss it today. Let's begin. Okay, so I want to start here because I referenced it in the last video, and I think it's a good way to segue into this discussion. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon His shoulder, and His name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of His government and peace there will be no end. Upon the throne of David and over His kingdom, to order it and establish it with judgment and justice, from that time forward, even forever. The zeal of Yahuah of hosts will perform this." This is Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 through 7. We know He will be born into this world, and we know He will be a male. We know He will be responsible for governing the nation. He will be called many things. Of His government and peace, it says there will be no end. So it's important to recognize that when He takes charge, there will be no end to His government and peace. He will take the throne of David and take charge over that kingdom, which was Israel, all 12 tribes, and it will be forever. Let's read another one. "Indeed, He says, it is too small a thing that you should be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved ones of Israel. I will also give you as a light to the Gentiles, that you should be my salvation to the ends of the earth. Thus says Yahuah, the Redeemer of Israel, their Holy One, to Him whom man despises, to him whom the nation abhors, to the servant of rulers. Kings shall see and arise, princes also shall worship, because of Yahuah who is faithful, the Holy One of Israel, and He has chosen you." Isaiah chapter 49, verses 6 and 7. Okay, so from this, we also know that this one coming will raise up the tribes of Jacob. He will restore the preserved ones of Israel. He will also be a light to the Gentiles. He will be Yah's salvation to the ends of the earth. Now, I'm not discussing the restoration of Israel yet, but in these verses, you can't ignore these prophecies. Just know that they're there. We'll discuss that later. I'm going to go over more scriptures about Messiah as our king. You see, there's a missing piece that people are not applying when understanding Yahusha and what He's coming back to do. People say all day about they believe Yahusha is coming back, but it's rarely understood what He is coming back to do or what He will be. They say He is king, but they don't really understand it. The reason being is that all these prophecies are in the Old Testament. Messiah is prophesied to be our king and to reign in righteousness, as well as bring back the scattered from Israel and Judah and restore them into one kingdom. Now, I will touch on that, Yah willing, in the next video. But if you want to understand our Messiah and His millennial reign, it's imperative that you understand exactly what is prophesied of it. People have strong misunderstandings about the end times because they don't know these prophecies. I'm going to go over some of what was prophesied about Yahusha reigning as king. And as you review this, you will see that these things did not happen yet. And if you hold on to that understanding, when we get to the point in the Gospels when Messiah actually does come for the first time, you can better understand what the Yahudim, who we call the Jews, understand what they were expecting. Let's read some of the prophecies, and I will list out important points as they are made. In mercy, the throne will be established, and one will sit on it in truth, in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking justice and hastening righteousness. Isaiah chapter 16, verse 5. Okay, so we know the throne of David will be established, and the one who sits on it will do so in truth. He will judge, seek, and bring righteousness. Next. Behold, a king will reign in righteousness, and princes will rule with justice. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 1. Okay, so this prophecy from Isaiah is saying the same thing. Behold, the days are coming, says Yahuwah, that I will raise to David a branch of righteousness. A king shall reign and prosper, and execute judgment and righteousness in the earth. In his days, Judah will be saved, and Israel will dwell safely. Now this is his name by which he will be called, Yahuwah our righteousness. Jeremiah chapter 23, verses 5 and 6. This is from Jeremiah, and he's literally prophesying the same thing as Isaiah. See, in the last days, Yahuwah will raise a branch of righteousness from David. It will be through a king who will reign and prosper and execute judgment in the earth. Also note that Israel and Judah will be saved and dwell safely. Let's read some more. For it shall come to pass in that day, says Yahuwah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from your neck and will burst your bonds. Foreigners shall no more enslave them, but they shall serve Yahuwah their Elohim and David their king, whom I will raise up for them. Therefore, do not fear, O my servant Jacob, says Yahuwah, nor be dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save you from afar, and your seed from the land of their captivity. Jacob shall return and have rest and be quiet, and no one shall make him afraid. For I am with you, says Yahuwah, to save you. Though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered you, yet I will not make a complete end of you, but I will correct you in justice, and will not let you go altogether unpunished. That's Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 8 through 11. Do you see how many times the same thing is prophesied? I will get to more qualities about this kingdom in the next video, but just understand that our Messiah is prophesied to be king of it. This is who Yahuwah will raise up for us in the end. Look here. Because you have pushed with side and shoulder, butted all the weak ones with your horns, and scattered them abroad, therefore I will save my flock, and they shall no longer be a prey. And I will judge between sheep and sheep. I will establish one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, my servant David. He shall feed them and be their shepherd. That's Ezekiel chapter 34, verses 21 through 23. In these days, when Yahuwah saves his flock, he will establish one shepherd over them, and he shall feed us. This servant comes from David. Also, and I will make them one nation in the land, on the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king over them all. They shall no longer be two nations, nor shall they ever be divided into two kingdoms again. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 22. You see, when Yah makes Israel and Judah one nation again, just as they were when David ruled the first time, there will be one king over them all, just like David. He continues in this chapter saying, David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. Then they shall dwell in the land that I have given to Jacob my servant, where your fathers dwelt. And they shall dwell there, they, their children, and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them, and it shall be an everlasting covenant with them. I will establish them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in their midst forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Indeed, I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. The nations also will know that I, Yahuwah, sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary is in their midst forevermore. It's Ezekiel chapter 37, verses 24 through 28. Again, David will be their king, and it will be forever. It is a covenant of peace, and it's everlasting. Let's read some more. I was watching in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. Then to him was given dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom the one which shall not be destroyed. Daniel chapter 7, verses 13 and 14. When he comes back with the clouds and he was given his kingdom, all peoples, nations, and languages will serve him, and his dominion is everlasting and will not pass away and shall not be destroyed. Hallelujah. Let's read more. Afterward, the children of Israel shall return and seek Yahuah their Elohim and David their king. They shall fear Yahuah and his goodness in the latter days. That's Hosea chapter 3, verse 5. Again, Israel shall return and seek after their king, which comes from David. Next. And it shall come to pass that everyone who is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, Yahuah of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whichever of the families of the earth do not come up to Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahuah of hosts, on them there will be no rain. If the family of Egypt will not come up and enter in, they shall have no rain. They shall receive the plague with which Yahuah strikes the nations who do not come up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations that do not come up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. That's Zechariah chapter 14, verses 16 through 19. Understand what's being prophesied here. It says, every year, the ones who are left of all the nations shall go up to worship this king, to keep Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. And if these families of the earth don't come up to Jerusalem, they will receive no rain. These are all prophecies about the prophesied king that will reign over the millennial kingdom. Matter of fact, let's read about the millennial kingdom. And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was committed to them. Then I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for the witness to Yahusha and for the word of Elohim, who had not worshipped the beast or his image, and had not received his mark on their foreheads or on their hands. And they lived and reigned with Messiah for 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead did not live again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he who has part in the first resurrection. Over such the second death has no power. But they shall be priests of Elohim and of Messiah, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. That's Revelation chapter 20, verses 4 through 6. And this is the millennial reign. This is what most people know about. But when you go back to the Old Testament, you get so much more clarity, especially about what Yahusha will be. Let's go over these expectations one more time. This is what you should expect from Yahusha when he takes the throne of David on earth. He will be responsible for governing the nation. There will be no end to his government or peace. He will take the throne of David and take charge over that kingdom, which was Israel, all 12 tribes, and it will be forever. The throne of David shall be established, and the one who sits on it will do so in truth. He will judge, seek justice, and bring righteousness. He will raise up the tribes of Jacob. He will restore the preserved ones of Israel. He will also be a light to the Gentiles. He will be Yah's salvation to the ends of the earth. In the last days, Yahuah will raise a branch of righteousness from David. It will be through a king who will reign and prosper and execute judgment in the earth. Also note that Israel and Judah will be saved and dwell safely. In these days, when Yahuah saves his flock, he will establish one shepherd over them, and he shall feed us. This servant comes from David. When Yah makes Israel and Judah one nation again, just as they were when David ruled the first time, there will be one king over them all. David will be king, and it will be so forever. It's a covenant of peace, and it's everlasting. When he comes back with the clouds, he will be given his kingdom. All peoples, nations, and languages will serve him, and his dominion is everlasting and will not pass away and shall not be destroyed. Israel shall return and seek after their king from David. Every year, those left of all the nations shall go up to worship this king to keep Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. If the families of the earth do not come up to Jerusalem, they will receive no rain. And listen, there's a lot more prophecy than this because we just primarily dealt with what's prophesied of Messiah. Next, To get a clearer picture, we will deal with what he's prophesied to do as king. Because while we're waiting for him to be king, we are also waiting for him to restore Israel and make them one kingdom again. Now, as you understand this and understand more about Messiah as a prophesied king, it can help you understand more about this coming Antichrist. People looking at him to be a politician or think he's going to be the Pope. But when you understand what the truth of Messiah is prophesied to be, you have a better picture of what the devil is going to try to replicate in his own false way. Which is why the world is waiting for their king, the Lion King, the return of the king, the anointed one, King Arthur. This world is false and heading towards acceptance of the beast because they don't know what it is our Messiah is prophesied to do. Now that we have gone over these scriptures, you now have a better understanding and you can better understand what it was the disciples were waiting for Yahusha to do. Again, in the next part, we will discuss a major part to this prophecy, and that's the restoration of Israel. But by this alone, in this part, you should have a stronger understanding of what is prophesied about our Messiah to happen in the last days. Wait for our Messiah to come back and take the throne and reign. We must all be ready to endure to the end, so we will be a part of it. And at this time, we will all be blessed. So please, make sure you stake your life to what is truly important and be ready for our Messiah to come back and to reign. Yahusha is King. Be blessed. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Okay, thanks again for watching. If this has blessed you, please don't forget to like this and share this video with others. I hope this provides more clarity on this subject. We're getting deeper. Share this with whoever you think needs to hear this. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Yah willing, I upload every Friday. Also, don't forget to follow this ministry on Facebook and Instagram, as well as on my website, truthunedited.com. I would sincerely like to thank all those who support this ministry. I'm very grateful for your love and your support. You truly make a difference in this ministry and assist me greatly with putting together these messages. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being a blessing. Okay, thanks again everyone for watching. I love you all.